had that encounter where you saw the Lord give him quivers full of arrows, and the arrows.
Yeah.
Describe what that was for anyone that didn't hear you say that.
It was amazing. It was right after he passed, actually. I know an angel came and took him, and Jesus actually said to me, I was caught up to heaven. I saw Charlie standing before the throne of God. He was talking to the Father, because Jesus walks you up the steps to the throne when you go back to heaven, and you move to heaven. You no longer live here. You're living in heaven. And I know Jesus himself takes you back to the Father and says, here, your son or your daughter, they've come home. And then after that, for a while, there's no time in heaven, but for a while, the Father gets to share with them. The Father will give them gifts at that time, right at the throne.
Really?
Reward them. Yeah. He'll always greet them with, and I heard what he said to him when he was there. He said, you have loved your family well. He said, but you have also loved many sons and daughters and brought them to me, and I want to reward you for that. And that's when he gave him the quiver. Charlie was wearing like white and gold with gold trim, real gold. I'm quite sure it was a tunic top and pants is what he had on. I told people he almost looks sort of like a Robin Hood type of a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm serious, really.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
He had this gold kind of a hat thing that almost looked like something that Robin Hood would have worn.
Yeah, I don't know what that specific thing is called, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can see it in my mind.
Yeah, and he actually handed him the quiver. It had 1,000 arrows of light. They all were emitting. They were like gold arrows, but they were made out of light. He said, this is one of your rewards. Whenever your heart wants to, you will be able to shoot these down to the earth to dispel darkness in areas and people's lives. And then he said, and I've also given you this. And he moved his hand right at the throne. You saw right into Charlie's mansion. He said, I've also given you these. It was this room, massive room filled with these quivers. And every quiver had 1,000 arrows of light in it. And I'm thinking, Charlie is going to be having the best time ever in heaven. Send those arrows of light, because I know light dispels darkness, but it also pierces the darkness. His pierced the darkness. And so I saw him, they put that quiver on him and he was wearing it. I wish his wife could see him. I think I'm thinking about having a painting done for his wife.
That would be wonderful, wouldn't that?
Yeah. Before the throne of God and having the quiver on, you know. And he did say, the other thing he said that really amazed me, he says, after his father was talking to him and letting him know how much he loved him and how he had used his life in powerful ways, and the legacy he left on the earth would help change the world. Actually said to help change the world. I don't think I told anybody that part yet. He took me for a whole week after he passed and showed me different things that he was doing.
I mean, every night you went again, or every day you went again?
Yes. Yeah.
And it was all about Charlie each time?
It was every time it was about Charlie. Yeah. And then he said to the father, he said, may I ask a question? And I'm like, I was kind of surprised. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that at the throne when they arrived. And
they're just kind of speechless when they arrive, kind of normally?
Yeah. Yes. But he was a very focused person. And he's a very, he loved, the communication he was having with him, the conversation he was having with him. He was so thrilled to be there and to be able to meet the Father. And he said, may I ask a question? And he said, of course you can ask a question. He said, can you give a word to my wife and to my children that I've never stopped loving them?
Oh, wow.
And I will be praying for them. I will be watching their lives. He said, I'm excited for them, but I still love them and I do miss them, but they'll understand when they come here, they'll understand. He said, and also let all those know that I prayed for and I spoke to, that I'm believing that they will make it here, that they will make it to heaven. He said, I sowed my life. I know I did. He said, I don't have any regrets, but I dearly love my wife. And the Father looked at me and said, you were a perfect husband.
Oh, it's amazing.
I'm like, he's having this communication. I'm like, I'm getting, and I'm actually right there. I'm not like watching from the ears. I was actually there, and I'm like, I'm shaking. It was so amazing. And
were you really?
People couldn't wait to just grab him and hug him, there. And then Jesus was, I guess, he walked him up the steps of the throne. And then the last thing I saw was he walked back up the steps, put his arm around Charlie, and told him that he was happy he was home.
Oh man. Oh
It was
man.
very moving, but wow. But when he moved his hand, I thought, wow, 1,000 arrows of light. It's amazing. Then he showed me all these in his mansion. I don't remember the rest of the mansion. This was his room where they were kept, where all the quivers were kept. So,
You know, Angie, we were just talking to on the pre-show. There's a couple. We have two Angies, but she said Erica calls Charlie the perfect husband. I don't know if you had heard that before or not.
no, I had never heard it.
Wow, and you got that from by the Lord telling him that.
Yeah.
I mean, when she described what he did, the notes he left, I'm thinking I could never. I measured up. You know, he wrote her a note. I think with every trip or every night, one of those two, and said, "What can you tell me? How I can be a better husband and better serve you?" I mean, I can hardly keep it together just saying what kind of.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Wow,
he was the perfect husband.
That's
No,
amazing.
I didn't know that she had ever said that. I didn't know she said that.
No, isn't that amazing? I want to ask you a question that I had in there during. It's going to hand me a Kleenex, but I can't reach it. This is one of those shows where you dab your eyes from time to time. You know. Anyway, when we've talked, especially in the early days, we talked about when you go to heaven, there's no sorrow, there's no unhappiness, there's no unforgiveness, there's no grief, even, and there's not even regret. I think you said, but having said that. I'm now learning, and some things you said before and something you just said, how would he know how and where to dispel darkness on earth unless he's allowed to see it? And that begs the question, what then is he allowed to see? Does he see pain that his family's going through so he can shoot one of those arrows there? What do people that are in heaven see that they can pray about?
I do know this, that what he is doing, that was a gift for him. That would mean he's working with Jesus.
Okay.
That's what that means. And Jesus actually has his own headquarters in heaven.
Oh, he does?
He does. He's like president and CEO. He does have a business, a big business. And actually, they have a place where you can see down to the earth all the time. I know Oral Roberts is working there. I've seen several other people working. They actually go there to work with Christ. It is a high honor, a really high honor to be invited to be a part of that. And they have this, it's like a globe. I've probably talked about, it's called the Crystal CSEE, and it looks like a crystal ball.
Okay.
So we know why that was stolen by Satan to be used for,
for evil kind of thing.
Witchcraft. Yeah. Everything Satan has, he stole it. But I was taken into this beautiful place, into the headquarters of heaven, where different things are done. And it has everything to do with sending rewards down to people on the earth.
Really?
Yes.
Like rewards for use now
right
as
then.
opposed. Okay.
Yeah. And that is what my phone's still going off. I better turn that off. I have 114,000 texts right now working, so working on them. So we're going to turn that off right now. The sound off anyway.
Well, while you're turning that off, I'll formulate this question: when they send rewards to Earth for now, what kind of can you list a couple of ideas of what type of reward might get sent to Earth?
Money.
Money. Okay.
Wealth, land.
Okay.
People that will be like the best help or servant you've ever had. Not a servant, but someone who would serve you or work directly with you. Helpers. Ideas from the idea zone. He sends the idea zone. This is things Oral Roberts gets to do. He gets to send them down. So he'll also be working with Charlie, because that's where Charlie will send the arrows from. That's where he'll fire there. He probably has a platform he uses. And the Lord will probably tell him, this is needed, this is needed, this is needed. And he gets to choose. Charlie gets to choose. He'll also see and know other things going on that the normal people living in heaven.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. You can tour this place, but you don't actually work there unless you're invited. And
Okay.
Charlie was invited, and I knew that he was in Jesus' way. That's why Jesus came up the steps and put his arm around him. His arm around him.
As his kids are growing up, will he be aware of either because he can look and see, or the Lord tells him one of those two and say, your daughter is going through this. Can you intercede for her? That kind of thing. Will he be aware of that kind of thing?
People do pray. People absolutely are made aware of things like that. Now, people have to understand, in heaven there is no grief.
Yeah.
There's no grief, no sorrow, no horror. You're not going to be upset or get all upset and cry. No, you know already what to declare over them. You also know you get to know the end of the whole thing.
Oh,
So,
you do, like right then
yeah.
when you're in heaven, you already know the end from the beginning
Yes,
on that.
yes.
Oh, that's
'Cause
interesting. So
you have no sorrow. There's no sorrow. And there are certain people that can do that on a regular basis. Certain people, of course, working with Jesus himself. They'll see what's going on in different countries, kingdoms, and different kingdoms in the world, to make declarations over. But a lot of it also has to do with the fact that they could send wealth at certain times, they could send properties at certain times, answers to questions. Of course, Jesus is the one who actually gives the answers. But there's a
yeah.
system they have. And what you do is you go up to the crystal sea. I would say it would probably fill a 10 by 10 foot room, the globe itself. It's a globe.
Okay.
And you can look down and it's crystal, but inside of it is part of the crystal SEA that's in heaven. And that is very significant about what the ocean in heaven, what it represents, and what the use of it is even in heaven. And
Okay.
so you look in there, there's like I guess it would be almost like a ledge that wraps all the way around. You can lay your hands on it and lean and look down and see what's going on and know exactly where things need to go or sent. You declare things or you send things from that place.